Is the new AOL going to be the content publishing platform for the 21st century? That is the question. Patrick, you run Associated Content. You're way ahead of what Tim Armstrong's doing at AOL. But Tim actually founded Associated Content, owns 20% of it. Is what's coming out of AOL, is that alarming to you? Do you think they're going to do something close to what you're doing?
Well, I don't know if I'd say it's alarming. I mean, Tim's a friend and is an investor in the company, and I can't say that I'm privy to exactly what the strategy is at AOL, but I can say for sure, and we talk to lots of companies, that cost-effective content creation is on the minds of everybody on the web today. How do I build content that's discoverable, that's monetizable, and that's unique? And how do you do that at massive scale? And it does sound a lot like what Tim has been talking about, what they're talking about at AOL in terms of content. Again, I'm not sure exactly what his strategy is. I can only see what's been said publicly, but that's not unique to Tim. I think if you look at Yahoo, if you look at Microsoft, if you look at a lot of traditional publishers of content, not to mention people like Demand and others that are in our space, I think everyone is realizing the power of search and discovery of content, the power of this kind of content to be able to monetize for an advertiser's perspective, and just sort of the cost-effective creation of this kind of content.
And right now, as I understand it, the core of what AOL is talking about is basically web blogs, which was Jason Calacanis' company, and Gadget was the lead site. Obviously a huge leader in this new style of publishing that you have taken, where you're not actually employing everybody directly yourself, but you're just spreading it around. You say 3,000 people contribute
300,000.
300,000,
yeah.
Add 2 zeros. So just a remarkable number of people actually contributing to it. Right now, AOL is still actually managing the production, much smaller number of contributors. Do you think they will open it up and do something like what you're doing?
I mean, I think it's possible. I mean, I think a lot of people look at our success. I mean, we've been going at this for about 4 years now, and every important metric to us has grown well north of 100% year over year, including number of contributors, traffic and audience. We reach about 27 million unique users a month. ComScore, another issue, has us at a number a little lower than that, but when I look at Quantcast, we're the number 38 site in the US right now, and that's been built on a lot of user prosumer generated content and really discoverable information. And I think a lot of big publishers on the web are realizing that this is a really effective model for creating content.
And how much of that content, we'll step away from AOL for a second, is sort of news content versus content that has a long shelf life and how-to type content?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, we accept, there's a real democracy to how we accept content. We'll accept content from anyone on virtually any topic, making sure that, again, it's protected and has the right rights around it. And we do take news content. News, to be frank, is very challenging to monetize. You know, you have basically 3 days of value with that product often, generates a lot of interest, generates a lot of page views and traffic, but what works best for us is the long shelf life, long tail content. Any piece of content that was created in, say, 2005 on a homemade Halloween costume is as useful today as the day it was created. So we really like content that looks like that. It's really easily found through search. It's easy to monetize, and it's unique. News content will take that, and we generate a lot of user interest and traffic in news, but again, I just think it's really hard to monetize that content.
So back to AOL, big question for AOL, leaving aside Associated Content. You know Tim very well.
Very well.
Is he going to remake this company into something that isn't going to collapse and go to zero?
Well, I would never bet against Tim. I mean, Tim is, you know, the greatest leader I've ever worked for, and I think that he has the kind of smarts to monetize virtually any platform there is, a word I keep using, but I think it's going to be important for them. You know, I think they do have some challenges on the product side of the business, but you know, it's not in my DNA to ever bet against him. And I think he's surrounded himself with a great team. I think has his work cut out for him. It's a product and platform and advertising opportunity that I think a lot of people need to look at again, but he's definitely got his work cut out for him.
And given that it sounds like you're both doing something quite similar, and he personally already owns 20% of you, shouldn't we just put the companies together and call it a day?
You'll have to ask Tim that.
Okay. Thanks, Patrick.